Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Citywide utility failures still continue to haunt us.
But not as much as the strangers who do not appear to move.
Good morning to the Night Vale Public Utilities phone line.
Hey there, babes. It's me, Symphony, your favorite character, Tamika Flynn.
Hey there, babies. It's Meg, your second favorite character, Deb, the sentient patch of haze.
Babe, let's go!
It's me, Hal, Steve Carlsberg. That's my AKA. And this is Good Morning Night Vale, the show where actors from Night Vale listen to Night Vale and then talk about Night Vale, including your theories and questions about, you guessed it, Night Vale. As of this recording, we are all living in the day of June the 2nd, 2021, the year of our flying spaghetti monster.
Great. Wonderful. And we are here, we're talking about the episode 88, Things Fall Apart. And the episode description for that is Things Fall Apart. End of description.
Yikes.
Hey, it's
I mean, it's the truth.
Get in, get out.
It's accurate, yeah.
It is, it's an accurate statement, but it's bleak AF.
Yeah, things have already kind of fallen apart.
Yeah.
By the time we get into this episode, because this is not a broadcast. This is not.
No.
This is Cecil. This is like kind of found audio from Cecil's phone.
Can I tell you, I really connected with the troubles that Cecil was having getting through to the automated system, because I will literally feel like I'm screaming into a void. I'm always like, representative. I don't want to talk to no robot.
Yeah, samesies.
You can't help me, robot.
Yeah.
Because I'm only calling because I have an actual question. I'm not calling about my billing. Baby, I can see that online.
Yeah, I hammer the 0 button as soon as they're like, hello, and beep, 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 beep. Just hoping that the phone line will be like, all right, I'll give you a person.
Operator.
Yeah, I expect that line to react the way this line does when Cecil calls. It's such a fun bit.
Very much.
It's a little mini skit in there.
Yeah, the phone tree trope is excellent, and they have so much fun with it. And Erica Livingston is brilliant at it.
Yes.
As Maggie Pennebaker.
I really enjoyed it. And I think if more of the robots on those helplines were like that, I might not try and get through because it's kind of funny. And I'm like, oh, okay, I do want to listen all the way through. But the way it stands today, not for me, you know?
Yeah.
But so he talks to that for a while. At first I was super confused. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? But, you know, through the context, you figure out that the power has gone out and Cecil's trying to figure out how to get the power turned back on or whatever. And then he ends up talking to Carlos. So sweet. Of course, we get all schmoopy with that. And I like that he calls him Poot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Poot.
Hey, Poot.
And Bunny.
What do you call your love person, your spouses? Do you have pet names? Is that allowed to talk about on the air?
It's deeply personal and highly offensive.
On Al Gore's internet? Okay. I mean, like animals, I'm sure I do that. I give them a bunch of names. So there's probably ones that are more intimate.
There are hundreds that I call Joseph. I call him a new name every day. And he knows every time. But yeah, I call him Josie a lot. Josie's the big one.
Yeah.
Or sometimes just my cat, because he's very cat-like. He calls me Bear. So
yes, for obvious reasons.
Because when he sees me in his mind, he sees me as just like a bear. So
I always think of that picture of us where you were roaring. You were like, ah, and you're wearing that red pencil skirt. It was after we did the colon hydrotherapy.
Yes, we're so clean.
It all roads lead back to water being shot up your beehole. All roads.
Well, certainly that road.
Yes.
That road leads to an exit.
Yeah. We talked about that recently, how you talk so aggressively about how the water was, and it was still just not that aggressive. It wasn't being shot up.
I feel like Hal is like you're imagining it like some sort of fire hose situation.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's definitely more like a water pick.
Yeah.
Less like a fire hose.
Just water picks have a lot of force. Now we're just talking about the width of the stream.
Yeah.
I think like a water pick is the mouth equivalent of a fire hose.
I think of it like, when you get water out of a hose, but like it's just dribbling down. It's like going like that and you put your mouth up to it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's not like gushing out. It's closer to that, but like smaller.
But like what it's doing, like the little arc.
Yeah.
It's almost, if the water could be making a noise, it would go like.
Yeah, it's like gurgling. Yeah.
If there's no whoosh, that's not happening.
Yeah.
You don't hear like a.
The sounds of colon hydrotherapy. Yeah, no, it was not like. It was more like. Bloop, 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 bloop. Anyways, so what do you call Jennifer?
I call Jennifer.
Hello, Mrs. Lublin.
No, I call her Monkey.
Oh,
because when we were first dating, we went to Old Navy together. We each bought the other an item of clothing. Like we were like, oh, let's pick out some clothes for each other. That would be fun. And I found a pair of pajama pants, these pink pajama pants with monkeys on them. These really adorable monkeys. So I called her Monkey Pants. And then that became Monkey. And then everything off of it. Like sometimes when she's working out, I call her the gym pansy. Like just anything, all sorts of stuff. And she calls me Turkey, which is, I forget where that comes from, like where it started.
Yeah. But I think those are sweet.
Those are some nicknames. And then they're, countless names you would call one another. I do want to go back just a moment.
Oh, sure.
To the phone tree.
Okay, definitely. Let's do it.
When I was in college, freshman year, I thought a hilarious prank call was to call someone as an automated service.
Oh, yeah,
and put them through an entire phone tree that I spent way too much time building like a branch, like because I knew at that time based on the tone, I knew what button they were pressing. Like I had that memorized for some weird reason. And I don't know. I forget how it even ended. But now looking back on it, like many pranks I've tried to play in my life, it was more of a prank on me than it was on the person I was pranking.
You love pranks.
I do love it. I love a prank. I love a friendly prank.
I love a good prank call.
Yeah. Oh,
I like a good prank call.
my goodness.
Do you guys remember Crank Acres and like?
Yes.
I do. I remember the Jerky Boys. But before they had albums out, when it was just underground, like one morning in high school, somebody just had this bootleg tape that was a bunch of Jerky Boys calls. And I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever heard when I was 17 years old.
I wonder if the youth, I don't know what the general demographic of listeners of this show are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I assume that they're just like an exact copies of the three of us. Like
Sure.
somewhere in between the ages of like 30, 32 and like 45 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that everyone's like, yes, I understand every reference you're talking about. But I wonder if we have any Gen Z, like young millennial, all sorts of people.
I'm sure we do.
We can check in with our Gen Z correspondent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gen Z correspondent, can you please write in and tell us what you know of the Jerky Boys? No research, please.
Yeah. And I mean, I think prank calling is probably less of a thing now because every phone has caller ID and no one answers a number they don't know. So I feel like it's really hard to prank phone call in these times.
Yeah, because you can't block your number. Yeah.
Party lines became chat rooms, and now chat rooms are like Omegle. Is that the new thing? Or chat roulette?
Yeah.
Both of those, like, just I'm going to go talk to a bunch of people who are random, and every once in a while, there's a wiener. Skip.
And there's Clubhouse, which is just like...
Yes.
It's just, I'm on there, but I don't understand how.
I've listened to stuff on there before. I talked to somebody once.
Yeah.
But mostly...
Where you're just like, hey, are we just talking on the phone?
It was a friend of mine that I did sketch comedy with like 16, 17 years ago. And they were doing just this bit. So I raised my hand and they called on Jennifer, who was sitting there together. And then we both popped in. So I was sort of surprising my friend.
Oh.
So that was fun. But
neato.
Yeah.
Well, I know you love your pranks, and that sounds like a tedious prank to pull on someone. But are you glad you followed through with it, or?
I mean, I'm glad I did it. It's a mildly interesting story to tell. This is the only time it's ever really been relevant. So
You're like, otherwise, I'm just telling it out of context.
yeah, I'm just foisting it on people at a Chipotle while I'm in line.
Yeah.
I wrote it all out. I wrote a really specific tree, and you're going to order? All right, I'll be quiet.
Oh, the one other thing in this section, when they said that about the service date time, how that it was like 11 years ago or whatever. But it does feel like that. Or they'll tell you, they're like, oh, it's in between 2 and like 9 o'clock. And you're like, really? They're going to come at 9 o'clock to fix my freaking cable or whatever?
Yeah. Or like the hold time on when you're on the phone with an airline after your flight's been canceled.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll call you back in 12 to 17 hours. And you're like, I'm in Dallas. Like,
I don't live in Dallas.
12 to 17 hours from now, I need to be somewhere that is not Dallas. Like,
Lord.
oh, don't miss it. I feel like if anyone ever has a condition where they have very low blood pressure, they should just call FedEx and try to locate. I don't know. I can give you some tracking numbers for boxes of missing merch that have never been turned up. So if anyone would like to.
Well, I think one of those Drake took.
Drake the rapper?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was. That's right. Yeah. One of our acts that played the show before us one night walked off with a box of our merch, like accidentally, because they were just like loading their van and they weren't paying attention, and just like the venue did not. When you're a venue and you receive packages, you're supposed to like separate them and keep them like in some sort of order.
They don't.
But they were just like all just like every package that had ever been sent to this theater was just in a pile underneath the stage. So.
Ridiculous.
It's fun. It's fun when some Canadian rapper walks off with $2,000 worth of your merch. It's fine.
But we always said it was Drake because we don't know any other Canadian rappers. That's not a dig on Canada or Canadian rappers.
Or Drake, really.
Or Drake, really. It's just the truth. And but if there are other really awesome Canadian rappers out there, or you know of great Canadian rappers, feel free to ask them if they have our fucking merch.
Yeah.
Shake them down.
If they have 200 Ghost Stories tote bags. Yeah.
They fell off the truck.
I love that you remember exactly what it was.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
When you're a tour manager and you lose $2,000, you get in trouble.
That's true. That's bad.
So you remember exactly the inventory of it. Although I don't ever really I didn't get in trouble, but like I make the trouble for myself where I'm just like dwell on it completely.
Yep.
And like, yeah.
Feel guilty about something
That's all
that's
right. I made the theater pay for
not
it.
your fault. Yeah. Well, good.
Yeah. They did not get their merch cut that night or ever again when we've played there since that time.
Absolutely. And now we have beef with Drake, so it's great.
Yeah.
Officially.
I see you, Champagne Poppy.
So yeah, we get into the Carlos call and we learn about this new character, John Peter. You know, the pharmacist. Come on.
That joke was just too good. I was here for it.
It was really good.
Yeah. I love
It's
it.
a very joke-heavy episode.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of jokey.
It's pretty leans into the comedy, which is weird for we come to this world and everything is in disarray and horrible shambles and they're just having, the jokiest time.
Yeah.
Like,
It's great. It's kind of welcome because I know that there's going to be horrible stuff happening. So it's all these like basically it's a bunch of small moments. This is like the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of a Night Vale apocalypse, not the Night Vale apocalypse, but one of them.
But yes.
yeah. And we get the Sheriff Sam on.
Which I loved. I loved hearing. That was great.
The lovely Emma Franklin.
Emma is just amazing. And the general denial of this character like has set a tone for their general wackiness. And I know they start off very bigoted. And they are still. They hate the Desert Bluffs people.
Yeah.
But at least they're consistent at least.
They at least acknowledge that the strangers are bad at this point, and they see the linear difference between the Desert Bluffs residents and the strangers. And also just Grimes is blasting in the background.
Yes, I was like, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know what the music was. That was Grimes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what is that? I'm like, they're like, house? Like, what is happening? Is that the
like
secret?
A club?
Right.
Into club.
And they're just huddled in a corner being like, yeah, I got to take this call with local news anchor.
I also just like that they're like, we'll just put this Grimes song in this episode and see what happens.
Nothing. Grimes is too busy, This was before Elon, right?
Having children with Elon Musk.
Was this before? Because what?
Yes, this was 2016, and I feel like that was back when Grimes was making music, and not just making children with Roman numeral names.
Yeah.
Do we know how to pronounce that baby's name?
I don't think.
Did they say
Kyle?
Is that true?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like that could be true.
I that's what I've decided it is.
My theory about wild celebrity baby names is that they tell the press the wildest thing possible, and the baby's name really is Kyle. They just don't want the press to be able to like look up school records for Kyle, Musk or whatever, and be able to track and find their kid. So when they say that their child's name is like Pilot Inspector, their child's name is like Michael, but
Pilot Inspector,
Michael Inspector.
But they just, that's my theory. Because like if I was super famous, I wouldn't want like my kid's actual name out there because then they could be like, hey, they're a lot easier to be found if they have their actual name.
Franklin Inspector.
Yeah, you're just like Apple. you know? And you're like, no, that's not their real name. Their real name is like Jessica.
Pilot Inspector is Jason Lee's child's name, I believe.
Oh, really?
There it is. I knew that was somebody's child's name. I couldn't remember who.
Yeah.
I think I know too many celebrity baby names. Did you know Siri Cruz is like friggin' 15?
Time passes.
Isn't that wild?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, Blue Ivy's got like a Grammy or whatever, so
Yeah, and she deserves it.
I suck at whatever I'm doing.
It feels like it was just yesterday that he was jumping on a couch
Tom Cruise.
talking about how much he loved Katie Holmes. Yeah. And now he's got a 15-year-old.
Yep. Oh, poor Katie Holmes. She made a bad deal.
I think she's dating Jamie Foxx now. She's okay.
Yeah, but she kind of got blacklisted from Hollywood because of the whole Scientology thing.
Oh, sure, yeah.
She went against
She's an undesirable now.
Yeah, she's an SP.
I really do hope that Scientologists are like, Symphony Sanders, don't even try it with her.
That you're like listed in their like big book of SPs.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, Symphony Sanders, she is anti-us, so we're anti-her.
Yeah, why gotta be such an SP?
So we get on Cecil gets on the phone with Michelle, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
He's just calling around town.
And Michelle, we get some information about the Maureen-Michelle relationship, but also like Michelle's like, yeah, Maureen's the leader of this army of strangers.
Yeah. She breaks it all open. And she, we start seeing this, but like she's being really cagey about her relationship. She just, do you think she just doesn't really want to talk about it?
Well, I think it's that thing where it's like she likes her and Michelle's not allowed to like anything.
Right.
Because liking is like when you actually like something, it's still like the least cool thing you could possibly do ever. So
I also thought this was a cool way to, his conversation with Michelle was a cool way to go to the weather because it was atypical. First of all, because we weren't in the studio, he wasn't really driving he didn't do a like welcome to Night Vale type thing. So you feel like, oh, this is a very like different episode. Like the structure was different. There isn't like any news or any, but the news is that, you're finding it out as it's going.
Yeah, it's not a broadcast. So like this might be like the first episode that we're not coming live from like Cecil's definitely reported from the field before.
Right.
But this is an episode that is not coming through the airwaves.
Right.
This is just sort of like a found audio. So yeah, so we have to get to the weather in a way that's not and now the weather.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very smart transition.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad we got to have so many guests in this episode because it really did make it like really interesting to hear from all of them. First of all, it was the first time we had heard from Sheriff Sam at all, like as an actual actor. We hear from Michelle relatively, regularly, but like not about her feelings, right? And then I feel like this is the most Maureen has talked at all. Mm-hmm. She usually is just like, whatever, or asking about her credits. But like, that's why it's like extra atypical because we're getting just like their regular interactions with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Maureen bit is great too, where it's the voicemail. This like really long voicemail that's like really going through some stuff.
I loved it. Like the train of thought was so wild, and it even going to the ringtone thing inside the belly of the raccoon or whatever. It was brilliantly written, and the acting too really took us on that journey.
Yes. Yeah, Maureen, really, really good performance. And again, like also, as great as it was, again, like a really good joke of you're getting her answering machine message, her greeting. Mm-hmm. And it still ends with leave a message. Like, you
Right.
get through this really long, like ultimate, so long you forget what it is
Yeah.
in listening to it. I love that.
And then we have Cecil's sort of response where Cecil's kind of like, I'm super proud of you, Maureen and Chad, for getting out there and doing it. But don't, please.
Don't do that. But this is also the first time he's acknowledged Maureen, like acknowledged the things that she's accomplished. Because before that, remember I was saying he was blowing her off so much. Of course, she's going to be a little jaded in her reactions to him. But like Cecil has disregarded her for so long. I think it's wonderful to see this kind of change of heart for him, to be like, oh, wow, I didn't even know he could think of her as like a whole person, because he just treats his interns kind of, la-di-da, like he doesn't really care what happens to them. And then he's kind of reaping the consequences of that now. And he respects them for it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he does kind of have like, Cecil's kind of being forced to reckon with the way that he treats his interns right now. Which is, we never really, like, we've talked sort of why Cecil might treat interns the way he does, because maybe he knows that they're doomed, so he's trying to keep them at an arm's distance, or maybe he's just like, one of those bosses that does not respect their interns, or because he had such a weird internship experience with Leonard Burton that also might be like there could be some sort of ritual or relationship setup that we don't understand the exact details of. So there's a number of reasons or theories that we've kind of posited about why Cecil is the way he is with the interns. And now he's kind of forced to reckon with it, where he's in a position where the interns have the power, because he's like, please just tell me if I'm going to see my family again. Like, call me back. So, yeah. Interesting times over here. And then we get on the line. We get on the line with something that's barking.
No, I don't like it.
I think something bad is going to happen.
I think something bad is going to happen. I mean, something bad definitely has already happened. And we're just, we're in the dust storm. Nothing has settled.
We just don't know it yet.
I think more bad things are going to happen.
Yes.
Oh. Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather. This episode's weather was Palestine by Sam Baker and Carrie Elkin. So, I was riding my bike while listening to this episode. And when the weather came on, first of all, because of the way that Michelle did the segue basically to it, I was kind of thrown off already. But I was like, I recognize this voice. I'm like, I know this woman's voice.
You know who it is.
But I was like, this sounds like Carrie Elkin. But I couldn't look at my phone, but then as the song was going on, I was like, but that's not Danny. Because I'm just so used to hearing them together. But what a lovely song. It had a very almost like hymn-like feeling to it for me.
Yeah. It's a folk song. And Carrie has toured with Sam a whole bunch and worked with Sam a whole bunch. And they really do have a nice combo when they come together on this. Carrie's voice is just so incredible. And the musicianship
absolutely
from her is, it's otherworldly. That voice that it's like, she sounds awesome coming through your headphones, like that just clear, powerful voice. But you can imagine hearing her live in like an acoustically good room, like unamplified, just like her on a stage. Like she's also the kind of person who you could put her in a lot of different rooms and she wouldn't need a microphone. Like she just has a really good way of hitting the walls of a room with her voice. That is
absolutely,
you can hear it in this song. But when you hear her live, she does not usually require amplification. Sure, she's running through a microphone, but she can fill kind of any space.
Yeah, she's got a great big voice.
Yeah, fantastic voice.
I have yet to find a room that she hasn't been able to just like blast. So Sam Baker's a real interesting guy.
I don't know much about him.
He's a Texas-based folk musician, and he's has some tour dates scheduled for later in the year in Texas. If you want to go see him, I saw him with Carrie. We're on the bill together. I saw them a couple of years back, and it's a great show. He's a very powerful singer-songwriter, good musicianship. He has an interesting story. In 1986, he was on a train to Machu Picchu in Peru, and a bomb was on the train, and the bomb went off. And he got very, very, very badly injured. And the people he was sitting with on the train, they didn't make it. And he got like very badly injured, like brain damage, tinnitus, physical damage. Like he had to like relearn how to talk. He had to relearn how to play guitar with his left hand because his hand was so mangled that he could only hold a pick in it. So he had to relearn how to play guitar and still has constant tinnitus, even, 35 years later.
Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
From that. But like you would never know listening to his music that he has like such auditory compromise and physical compromise with playing the guitar. So
wow. That just goes to show you, like, sometimes if the music flows through you, that art flows through you, you will find a way to create.
Yeah. And prolific too. It's a ton of albums and tours a whole bunch. Like obviously he hasn't been touring because of COVID, but he has dates on the calendar again. Yeah, I loved his show. I think his music is really beautiful.
Wow.
Holy bananas.
Just, real interesting story. Real interesting backstory from Sam Baker.
Really?
And a great guy. He's also very close with Carrie and Danny Schmidt, Carrie Elkin's husband. So good people making music out in the world.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Really, really enjoyed the piece of music, even more so now knowing the story behind it. So thank you for plussing it.
Palestine. Also, it's Palestine, not Palestine, which is funny because it's Palestine, Texas.
Oh, I was like, I said Palestine, right?
You did?
Yeah.
You did.
Oh, good. Oh, phew.
Yeah. But when you're reading it, you're like, Palestine. You're like, no. Well, it's because it's named after, it's like one of those Texas towns, like,
yeah.
Or like Cairo, New York, Palestine, Texas.
But no matter which way you slice it, Paris is Paris, whether it's in France or in Texas.
Yep.
It's the Paris of Texas. All right. Speaking of Paris, let's have a croque monsieur.
I was like, I wonder how this is going to happen. Yes,
let's have a
monsieur.
pan au chocolat. No, let's have a fanzone calzone.
Sounds good.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Welcome to it. I will start us off. First, we hear from Blue.
Blue Ivy?
Blue writes, hey, there's Blue Ivy Carter. I wish.
Real name, Kyle.
Kyle Blue Ivy Carter. Blue writes to us, hey there, Symphony, Meg and Hal. I go by Blue. I'm 17, and I've been listening to Welcome to Night Vale since about early 2019. I was bored and looking for a podcast to listen to, and lo and behold, there it was. I love listening to you guys recap the episodes, and it's been great fun to listen to the episodes again with you all. I am almost definitely sending this in too late to use it, but I'm going to send it anyways. You didn't, Blue. We're here. I'd like to say I loved hearing Sheriff Sam's voice for the first time. I had no clue that this is what they'd sound like, but as soon as I heard them, I couldn't imagine them sounding different. I have a mind canon for Sheriff Sam. I think that they're always wearing the red kinky boots, picture attached in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Always wearing them, which would work great for their interpretive dance speeches. May the glow cloud all hail be with you, Blue. Also, sorry this email is so long. It gets away from me, and I love to share it with people who I know care about Night Vale so much. Blue, I did edit your email just a little bit because you talked about something else that maybe we'll talk about in a future episode, but I did edit it so that it would be shorter, so don't apologize. I fixed it. And then hopefully we can talk about the other part of the email in a future episode. And thank you for including the picture of the kinky boots.
Yes.
I will see to it that those go on the Patreon so that other people who are not aware of what the kinky boots look like. It really is a delightful mind canon now that I think of it.
I cannot agree more. And I also personally know that Emma Franklin would definitely wear those kinky boots.
Oh, she would love that.
She loves a nice statement piece.
Yeah, she'll wear something with a sparkle or a glitter or yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
I have a Kinky Boots breaking news. No, I don't. I have an email from Annabelle who writes, "Hello, gorgeous people. I've been reading through my copies of the script and listening to all of the episodes since rediscovering the wonderful world of Night Vale while quarantining this past summer. The combination of listening to the familiar episodes while reading along has definitely made some things stand out, particularly themes and lines that are repeated episode to episode. One phrase that has stuck out to me is, past performance is not an indicator of future results. It definitely comes up in this episode, as well as in an earlier episode this season. And I'm pretty sure I remember Cecil saying as early as the first year of the podcast. I haven't listened past episode 100 yet, so my question may be answered canonically, but I was wondering if this phrase has some special meaning to Jeffrey or Joseph, or if the repetition of the phrase is paving the way for some future plotline. I like to think that in-universe, it is a mantra that all citizens of Night Vale, Cecil especially, unknowingly repeat to reassure themselves that unprecedented events unraveling around them aren't necessarily caused by their actions. Additionally, I can also see it as being a device to contrast Desert Bluffs with their productive rationale from a Night Vale where logic doesn't always prevail. My more meta-analysis is that Jeffrey and or Joseph use the phrase to suggest that throughout the 4 years of making a fictional narrative, some things aren't going to match up, and that's okay. Thank you so much for your deep dives into the Night Vale universe and for reinvigorating my passion for podcasts. Sincerely, Annabelle." Well, Annabelle, thank you for listening. And we're all, I believe I can speak for my two friends when I say that we are honored to have sparked a joy of podcasts inside your brain once more. And Meg, do we have any insight on this being something, like, is this something that Joseph's just walking around saying?
I think it's actually, it feels more like a Jeffrey joke.
It does.
It's like a very punchline-y. It's like, well, past results don't guarantee. So yeah, I love Annabelle's analysis of this, the various different meta-analysis. And I think that, I don't think that, to my knowledge, that there's anything that makes this like a big plot point canonically.
Right.
I'm prepared to be strong and wrong for something that I miss in the future, but I'm pretty sure that this is just a joke. And I really do like what Annabelle says as far as the like, it's a phrase to suggest that throughout the 4 years of making this thing, some things aren't going to match up, and that's okay. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that just doesn't get explained, and that's okay. That's when your Night Vale is a world, it's not one story. You're not going to get to see every aspect of this world, just like you don't get to see every aspect of the world that we live in. So
yeah, I mean, it feels like a very common corporate phrase.
Yeah,
that is. I mean, I've definitely heard it outside of this podcast. I'm no stranger to that phrase, but what's great about it, and the fact that it comes back and again, is that you can decide what it means to you. And I think one of the reasons why the show remains popular and why it became popular is that Jeffrey and Joseph are not precious with every single detail and what everything is supposed to mean. They seem to relish that an audience can interpret things in different ways. And everything from the appearance of a character, whether they're wearing kinky boots or not, to what a phrase that you hear over and over again may or may not mean.
Yeah, that's always been one of the great things about this show and the writing therein is that they leave a lot up to the listener and your interpretation, which is very much how it is when you read a book, right? And both of them being writers in that way, I think it makes a lot of sense. You know, you make up your idea about like what they look like, you know, what's happening if these things are connected. And I love that. And I also love that we had that doll from those Conjuring movies, Annabelle, right in. First we had Blue Ivy, then we had Annabelle, the scary doll. Next up,
she got out of her glass box.
No, I'm sure Annabelle is a lovely person, human person, and not a malevolent spirit. trapped inside of a doll. Next up in the Cal Zone, we have Christian. Christian writes, "Good morning, Meg, Symphony and Hal. My name is Christian, he, him, from Sacramento, or as I like to call it, Sacramendi. This is my first time writing, but y'all did play my Koshik headcanon voicemail back in Good Morning Eternal Gouts 3 years ago. So it's almost like an old friend writing from the front of the blood space war. Erratic in timing and arriving in various mediums. I'm writing, it's true, I love it. I'm writing because I was playing a game called Jackbox, the other day, and I thought I heard a familiar voice. After a quick Google to confirm, I was delighted to see that it was Symphony guiding us through the game. It got me curious, what other projects have y'all done over the years that weren't related to Night Vale? And if you had a favorite or two that you particularly enjoyed, much love, Christian." Well, hey, Christian, thanks so much for writing again from the front of the blood space war, first of all. It's wonderful how time works. And we're getting this information from you. And hey, why not drop another voicemail one of these days as well? And yes, I did get to voice a host character for the Jackbox game Blather Round that came out for the Jackbox Party Pack 7 in the fall of 2020. And we've all actually played that game together. So it's
many times.
Yes.
Yes. And so it's also really weird to hear my voice coming through the speakers. And when we turn the speakers off, sometimes I just read the closed captioning the way I did in studio. So that's pretty fun. Thanks for playing and thanks for writing in. What projects have you guys done that weren't related to Night Vale that you enjoyed?
I just wrote a book with Joseph,
Whoop.
which I guess it's related to Night Vale in the way that I talk about my life, and Night Vale is very much in my life. But this was one of the more fun recent, I guess, outside of Night Vale projects that we did. Joseph and I wrote a memoir together called The First 10 Years, which is about our relationship starting from when we met until 2019. And it was really fun to write and really fun to share with people out in the world. So that was a fun non-Night Vale project that I've enjoyed lately.
And it's a lovely book as well.
It is.
Both Hal and I got to be lucky enough to moderate parts of your book tour. And
we were the lucky ones.
Stop.
Oh, well, it was also a super fun book to read. And if you ever wanted to know more about Meg and Joseph's relationship, I would check it out. It's super fun.
Yeah, it is well worth the read. Jeez, the reason why I'm part of Night Vale at all is because I did another podcast, still am involved with, called The Thrilling Adventure Hour. And that is how I met Jeffrey and Joseph. They came to one of our shows in Brooklyn at Bell House back in 2013. And that was the first time that I met either of them. So that is well worth checking out, as is a number of the other podcasts I do. We got this with Mark and Hal. Mark Gagliardi, who plays John Peters, the farmer.
Not the
Tights and
pharmacist.
Fights, which is about wrestling, not the pharmacist. But also Venture Brothers. I was on the last 2 seasons of the Venture Brothers, and that was a huge thrill. And I got submitted for Emmy consideration, but was not a finalist. So I was not a nominee, but other voice actors got in a room and together had to listen to my performance before deciding that Seth MacFarlane should be nominated again. So
You were robbed, Hal.
check out all of our stuff. I know. I was robbed. I'll be back. And no, that's going to be a revenge tour when I accept that award. So bitter. Anyway, thank you to everybody who listens to this podcast and supports us. The next episode will be Who's a Good Boy Part 1. Don't forget, you can become a patron of this very podcast and get tons of fun, exclusive stuff over at patreon.com/Good Morning Night Vale. And until we meet again, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner and Symphony Sanders. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to list your top five lists. This show is powered by our patrons like Belinda Matthey, Matthew Henry, Teresa Jacobs, Eleanor Baggis, and Carla Toal. If you are interested in supporting the show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, insider, hyper-cool kid content, like pictures of kinky boots, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. The calzone ingredient of the week is the moon. Literally just the moon. Eat it.